Hello. Hi, good evening. Good evening, and thank you for joining Reunion Monthly Sharing Session. So if you have any question, feel free to ask, and by the end of this presentation, our speaker will answer it. Thank you. So today's topic is about the suite certified practitioner, review, preparation, and methodology by Wyman. So it's a bit about Wyman. Who is Wyman? Wyman is currently working as a security consultant. He's also part of Reunion member. Uh, MCC alumni or Malaysia Cybersecurity Camp alumni for 2022 and also agent for 2024 and 2025 and currently collecting a TCG card or Pokemon card collector. It's a bit about myself. So what is BSCP? Some people will ask what is BSCP, and to answer that, I will say that BSCP is the Bird Certified Practitioner created by Portswinger Web Security Academy or known as the Bird Suite Maker. So this BSCP is a certificate that tests your knowledge on the web application solely. There is nothing on the other than web application. It's just focus on the web applications as they have SSS, cross-site scripting, SSRF, and other web application vulnerability. And for this module, it's completely free. So you can go through their module and their learning without paying any fees. For this one, BSCP or Web Security Academy, they offer up to 240 lab and covering more than over 20 web vulnerabilities such as the cross-site scripting, web cache poisoning, SSRF, SQL injection, and many others web vulnerability. For the examination, you have 4 hours to solve 2 web application. And for the each web application, it contains 6 stage or it contains 3 stage or 3 vulnerabilities. So total of 6 vulnerability then you need to complete in 4 hours. So this is the learning path in BSCP. So as we can see that there are up to 18 lab they are offer in sorry, not 18 module that offer in the Web Security Academy by Portswinger. And also for the each module or each topic, they cover a lot of lab, as you can see. I don't know you can see or not. For example, here they have like up to 49, they have 29 lab, and this is the lab that you need to when you learn a theory and also you make and some hands-on on the lab. So this is the overall overview on the BSCP. So some people will say that what is the course and is there anything that I need to know about BSCP more other than their module, other than their academy? Yes, this is some important things that you need to know. So BSCP price is, I can consider the BSCP price cheap because it costs around $99 or in Malaysian ringgit is around 393, and it has expired for 5 years. That means that after the 5 years, it's either you need to retake it again or just ignore it. And for this examination, when you're taking the examination, then they have a proctoring. So yes, they have proctoring. So you need not only for the share screen, they also have a system that record all your screen as a proof. And for the retake, this is not like not a normal exam where they offer when you buy the certificate, then you get one exam and one free retake. Unfortunately, for the BSCP, is more like you buy the exam, and if say that you fail the examination, then you need to buy a new certificate in order for you to retake the examination. And some the important for exam requirement is like must have or uh, you are compulsory to have the bird suit professional, we call as a bird pro, and also you need to complete all the necessary lab required. So this one I will discuss more on the next slide. So my review on the examination itself. So why BSCP? I would say that most of why Bird certified practitioner? Before I answer that, I will say that most penetration testing company are using a bird suit in their daily work. Is back then before the Kaido coming, I will say that most of the company are using the bird suit. And by understanding its features, workflow, and practical trick will make the day or pen tester much easier. But I will say that taking this certificate or taking this examination itself doesn't not directly get you a job. The skill that you gain from this preparation, this learning, will absolutely help you in the interview and the assessment given by the company. And for me myself, to complete all the module and also the learning path and the requirement by the before taking the examination, it took me almost 6 months to grind all the module and the lab with other commitment where I still working and also I have other stuff that need to be done. So it take almost 6 months for me to finish their module. And I would say that one of the biggest strength is they offer a free training from the Portswinger through their web security academy compared to other certificate. Some of certificate that you need to subscribe by monthly or some need to subscribe by you need to purchase all the module. So by offer the flexibility, free module is offer you a flexibility when you can take or whatever you want and whenever you are free during that time. And other than that, I would say that the lab are considered one of the best web security training that are free, offer you as a free. And many people feel that learning material is better than other paid course. This is just from my point of view. So what is the most challenging part? For me, the most challenging part is not the exam itself. The most challenging part occurs during the exam is their proctoring system. Why I say that proctoring system? The proctoring system is something that new for me. And even though I think I prepared enough and I also meet their requirement for the proctoring exam, unfortunately during the exam, my machine, my laptop freeze like hell. Like I cannot do anything for more than 1 hour. And for the any action that I need to done is take almost 5 minutes or more than 5 minutes just to execute one or just to click one button or to to just to just to change another tab to another tab. And for me, the most challenging part is the proctoring system, and that is something that I need to be more prepared on it. And to solve that problem during that time is why I change my computer. It's not change my computer. I just remote my computer, the lagging computer, to another computer. So because the rule said that as long as it's been proctoring, then there is no issue. So I just remote it from the another laptop. So the exam difficulty, I will say that it's fair, not too hard for beginner. So the exam itself give you like 4 hours to solve two application with 3 stage for each vulnerability. So it have a total around 6 vulnerability, and you cannot skip the vulnerability. For example, they have stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. You cannot skip the stage. If you skip the stage, then you are you are not it's not qualified, but it's not easy for you to skip the stage because basically it have the stage and you need to follow all the stage in order to get the final flag. About the time management is also fair, where you can assume that roughly say for each vulnerability they have like 45 minutes. If you do more than 45 minutes, then it is something not right or something not good, then you need to restructure back your time. And even though the vulnerability are often familiar, if you have done enough lab or you have done a lot of exercise or any web application, the exam usually add some twist or some, let's say like not directly or not straightforward, so that some of the note or some of your cheat sheet are not working directly, so you need to tweak a bit or you need to change a bit on your payload itself. And also you need to take a good note during the examination, because it really helps you when you like need to restructure all your methodology itself. So this is the exam preparation. So you already know about the BSCP overview, and we already talked about uh, my review on. So what is the preparation as the person that going to take the BSCP? I will say that to take this examination, you need to completely complete the Portsmouth Web Academy module partially or fully. So what do you mean by partially? Later I will show you which one is partially and which one is fully. And the second is you need to solve all the mystery lab. It's not all actually, but is I recommended you. I will say that as long as you manage to get some of the mystery lab and without the hint, then you are considered ready to get into the examination. And the third point is to do and repeat all the recommended lab until you can solve it quickly without relying on the walkthrough. As I can say that number 2 and number 3, basically they have the hint, they have the walkthrough that given by an academy or given by the other person that put in their platforms such as Medium, GitHub or YouTube. But I recommend it like try to solve it by your own and uh, prepare yourself with your cheat sheet and some payload. And lastly, in order for you to take the exam is to done all the practice exam without looking at any solution. For the practice exam, they offer not two type, they offer like practice exam 1 and practice exam 2. So we're going to see that what they mean by partially. So as you can see, when you solve partially, this is the only lab that you need to solve. They have around like 25, or I forgot what is the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 24 lab. So this is the partial lab that you need to solve it. And also, sorry, they have 23 lab that you need to solve it. And for the specific lab, or this is the recommended lab. So they give you a 8 recommended lab. So you need to solve all these lab in order for you to get the requirement. And you can see my screen. I don't think you can see my screen. Okay. And this is the 8 lab you need to solve. And for this one, they say like completely 5 mystery lab, but I will say that 5 mystery lab is not enough. You need to complete as much as possible you have, because what is different between mystery lab and the other lab? For the mystery lab, it give you a random lab challenge, which means that it can be from the SSRF, it can be from the SQL injection, it can be from the any like SSS. It's compared to this recommended lab, it's just specific tell you like, okay, this is the vulnerability. For example, this is exploit cross-site cheating to steal the cookies. But for the mystery lab, it gives you like anything can be happen. It can be any of the lab that you solve, either you solve or you doesn't solve it. And lastly, you need to take and pass the practice exam. So for this one is their last, so you can choose either one is to take a practice exam 1 or to take exam practice 2 or just done both. And the best about this practice exam is unlimited. So whenever you are fail or you doesn't manage to finish during their time frame, which is they give you 2 hours for each examination, exam 1 and exam 2 is 2 hours and 2 hours. If say that you doesn't manage to pass it or you doesn't manage to solve it during that hours, you can retake it again until you satisfied with the things that you are doing. And the practice exam 1 and the practice exam 2 are I say that there is it's not remain unchanged lah. I mean, it's like still the same. Whatever you give in the exam 1 is still same after you reopen the exam 1. Same goes to the exam 2. Whenever you keep on redo, it's the same things. It's nothing changed on the exam for the practice exam. And other than for the exam preparation, that this is the requirement need by the ports figure. The other things that I will tell you is that you prepare your tools, your cheat sheet, your payload, your extension, plugin, and workflow in advance so that you are really ready on the examination itself. And lastly, I will say that make sure that you are comfortable using the Bird professional features, such as they have a repeater into the most important is collaborator, some active scanner, and the other extension that doesn't offer in the Bird commercial. So we discussed already about the exam preparation, and now we're going to about the methodology. So the methodology for the examination, because they have 2 web application, and for each application they have 3 stage. So basically for the each stage is cover the same things. For the stage 1, we need to access as any user account. The stage 2, we need to elevate to administrator. And lastly, stage 3 is to read color secret, or we call as a easy to say that. Can you zoom it out? And stage 3 is to read color secret. So, and after you manage to get stage 1, you need to go to the stage 2, and after you get the stage 2, you need to go to stage 3. It's impossible for you to skip the stage 1, or impossible for you to skip the stage 2 to get into the stage 3. You need to done stage by stage and to get a final secret. And something to note that each application have up to 1 active user. Each either can be any user or administrator user. And you can assume that they will visit the homepage of the site every 15 seconds, and they will click any link in any email or any form that they receive. And for the SSRF part, if you find any SSRF vulnerability, you can use it to read file by accessing an internal-only service running on localhost on port 6566. This is like the things that already mentioned before the examination itself. So just as something that you need to note, like they have like 1 active user, they can be like every 15 seconds, someone will visit the link, and SSRF is always on the port 6566. There is no other ports. So the methodology of stage 1. Stage 1 is where you access to any user account. So basically it can be anything on the web vulnerability, but focus more on the cross-site scripting. We can focus more on the authentication, is either the authentication issue or the credential brute force. It can be the HTTP request smuggling. It can be web cache poisoning. It can be host ID injection, DOM SSS, and SQL injection. Why I can say that it can be, because every examination, every person will get a different module, different web application, and different web vulnerability. So some of the vulnerability that they cover for the stage 1 mostly are from this type of vulnerability. For the stage 2 is where you elevate from the normal user or low privilege user to the high privilege user. Mostly is coming for the password reset. They got like CSRF to the account takeover. Another SQL injection. They have like JWT, JSON Web Token. They have like SSRF, access control vulnerability, or some people call it as a broken access or IDOR, some cost and prototype pollution. So this is the second methodology. When you already get the normal user, and when you to elevate to another or high privilege users, then this is some methodology that you that I follow during the exam. And lastly, for the rich color secret or filtrate colors data, it's very simple and very straightforward, where it's very common. It cover on the SML, it cover on the SSRF, SSTI, LFI, file upload, OIC comment injection, and ASICO deserialization. So basically, on the end goal of this grid colors secret is exactly where you manage to get the RCE, remote code execution, or to run any arbitrary command. So this is read color secret. So basically, the compared to stage 1 and stage 2, stage 3 is the most easier part. And some tips and trick that I will say during the examination, that always start your exam or web application with running your active scan. This offer on the only on the Burpsuite Pro, because it will help you identify hidden injection, some request smuggling behavior, can be cache poisoning, and other vulnerability that are easily missed during the manual testing. And during the exam, try to prepare not only the technical knowledge, not only the knowledge you have, but always ready your cheat sheet with the common payload or bypass technique and other useful trick for non-vulnerability that we already discussed on the stage 1 and stage 2, or either in the stage 3. And for the number 3, that you should also configure your Burpsuite Professional in advance, and also install all the extension you normally use, or during the exam that you are probably going to use the extension or the plugin, so that you doesn't waste your time during the exam setting, and also you at least have an idea on how this extension or how this plugin work. And I already said that while working through the application, always take note on every interest request or the payload you are using, or any different on the response, and also what is the successful exploit you have done. And this one can help you in case that you are going to redo the testing, then you can avoid the repeating work, or you can avoid doing the same things repeatedly. And one of the most important things for this examination is to save your Burpsuite project file. So this is really important because the prep swinger person or examination will ask you to submit the project file after you finish the examination as approved, and also to validate your work. So if say that you doesn't provide this project file, I will say that potential possibility for you to fail the exam, even though you manage to finish it, is 100%. So you will definitely fail the examination. It really depends, but I will say that most of the time when you cannot submit the project file, then you will fail the examination. And the proctor issue, after the few debugging and try and error, I can say that the proctor issue not occurs on, not only happen on my side, it also happen to the other people. So some of the situation or some of the people say that to solve this issue, is in the very easy way is just disable your hardware acceleration. So the hardware acceleration is happen in the, for example, if you're using a Google, you can find in the setting, go to the system and just toggle disable for the graphic acceleration. Then this will solve your proctoring issue. And as the conclusion, so I hope that this review, preparation, and methodology will help you if you are going to take the examination or going to take the exam soon. So I hope that it will help you in prepare for the examination itself. I try to share the key, what I have done before, the lesson I have, some mistake that I do, and the preparation tip that helped me along the way. So some tips that I say that stay consistent, practice regularly, and do not give up or do not get discouraged if you struggle with certain vulnerability at first, because people are doing day by day. It's normal for you to fail at the first place. Don't afraid to fail it, to be afraid, but afraid that not consistently do it. And the most important thing is that to keep learning, to keep repeating the lab and to keep improving your methodology. And for those taking the examination, or for those that planning to take the certificate soon, I will wish a good luck on your journey and hope that you get the certificate soon. So that's all for me. Thank you.